as you rightly pointed out, that your focus is on exports. So people are wondering that when export is your focus, why are you dilating your efforts in local issues such as hallmarking? We'd like to have a clarification, because everybody needs to understand, because while you are doing a very good thing, there are many associations who are also doing the same thing. So we would like to have your take.
See, I'll tell you, GJEPC has 7,000 members. Mostly our members are manufacturers. Now, in these 7,000, exporters are 2,500. So there is a large, part of our membership which has only a domestic business. Now, I guess while I appreciate what everyone is saying and why, and I guess there's all kinds of questions, we must fundamentally understand one thing, that today to be an exporter, and you take the largest exporter in the world, China, Germany, US, these are all your large exporters. And if you take a company like, you take one of the most famous companies, Apple, okay? Apple would not have a successful export business unless it had a strong domestic business, okay? You take a BMW, Audi, Mercedes. They are BMW, Audi, Mercedes because first they had the Autobahn in Germany, which made them powerful automobile companies in Germany. And because the German consumer is so, I would say, conscious about quality and what they drive, okay, that's why they have the high quality which makes them the finest cars in the world today, okay. So in India also, you can't export in isolation unless you have a strong domestic market where there is a manufacturer who is servicing the domestic industry in a strong way, produces design, quality, service, scale, everything in a cost efficient way, and then becomes an exporter. Okay, that's how it works globally. It is nothing which I'm saying something unique or of that. So coming to the point, that's why GJEPC has to play a role in the domestic industry, because that's how we are incubating exporters. That okay, you're doing IIJS, you're building a strong domestic business. Once they get awareness on design, quality, service, then the council does shows abroad too, right? They get some export customers and slowly become large exporters too. Okay, so that's how the whole thing, I guess, works. Fortunately or unfortunately for, I would say, many other bodies who are trying to say that, council should only do this and council should only do that. But council has to do what, like I importantly said earlier, we service only one person, which is our member. So if our member tells us to do something, we do that. Coming to hallmarking. Hallmarking actually, interestingly, though it's maybe, perceived as something which is only for India, we at council see that we today, if we have a robust hallmarking system in India, can actually export our hallmark jewelry over the world. Our hallmark jewelry can become the gold standard globally, because of the wonderful system which BIS has built in India. Whether it's the fire test assay system, you have your HUID number on an online portal. Imagine a consumer anywhere in the world can punch in his HUID and get the certificate of their jewelry. I think it's incredible. It doesn't exist anywhere else in the world. And we today have the opportunity of being like this large exporter anywhere in the world. So I think anything and everything which will help our industry to become a larger exporter is something which GJEPC will do. I hope that's answered your question.
So what I have found that under your tenure and even before, but under your tenure, it has assumed a lot of significance and importance, that you have collaborated with different industry segments, so which has brought in a positivity and a learning atmosphere, in the sense that, see, when you are talking to only the jewelry people, consumer doesn't look at jewelry in isolation. It's a whole ecosystem. So what I found is you have been collaborating with other industry players, such as you had collaborations with eBay, then you had with Mercedes-Benz, you had with Yes Bank, and also going out of your realm, you have collaborated with World Gold Council in terms of communication. A lot of films have been done. You have collaborated with NDC. You have come out with beautiful campaign. You come up with a beautiful video on the India story, how to to position India as a global hub. So how do you do that? So your thoughts on this, and not to forget the redesigned GJEPC logo. It is really making a lot of difference. So your thoughts on the communication. See, we as stakeholders of the jewelry industry, we are very passionate about the product, but we are also creating an experience, and that begins with the communication. So your take, please.
So I'll start in the reverse order. I'll start from the logo. So we all felt as the board that since it's been years since we had this new identity, there was time to do a refresh and make the council logo much more, I would say, younger, for lack of another word, younger and more relevant to the millennials. So that's why we went through this whole process. We did a lot of stakeholder consultation, and after that we finally launched our logo, and must say very happy and proud to be associated with it. It does make the council feel younger and progressive. So that's on the logo front. Well, coming to the collaboration front, I guess that's what the world has become today. So you take Amazon, you take anybody, right? So we look at GJEPC as that. We are a platform where we are able to get, so Amazon gets buyers and sellers. In our case, it's our members and all the people that our members need to work with. And we are only the facilitator in between. So that's at least what I personally envisage council to be. That we're basically a facilitator for our members. And we, help them collaborate with everybody and anybody who's in this industry and who could help our members to export more. In the end, the goal, like I said, is exports and exports. So whatever helps our member to sell more jewelry and gems, that's what we're doing. So whether it's World Gold Council, Natural Diamond Council, eBay, yes, but it's everybody, and we're open to work with anybody. We're even open to work with any other jewelry trade body, where we work very closely with DMCC. We work very closely with I guess IDMA, WFTB. You take any boards in the world, we work very closely with them. And I would say, even when it came to hallmarking or anything in the domestic industry, which we represent Delhi, we've been more than happy to work and collaborate with every trade body in the country to further the common interests of our members. So that goes without saying.
Fantastic.